Well, even though I got my garden started a little bit late this year, it's just not going to be too much of a problem. I'm still going to have a crop. Not a problem at all. I'm already bearing fruit on some of these plants, but something I have going on here is that I have my fruit is down here and I've got limbs below my fruit, and that's generally not a handy thing to have. So whenever you already have fruit on your plant, then you need to go ahead and trim anything below that, okay? So if you have like any side shoots, like boom, here we go. This came off of the main vine. We don't need it, okay? And I'll do that, and I can even do that to larger ones like this one right here. Won't hurt a thing, and the advantage of doing that is getting a much more vigorous growth from the plant afterwards. In addition, it'll be a healthier plant because we've brought the ceiling up on the plant. In other words, down here where the bottom branches are, we don't want them really in contact with the soil. So like this one that droops down and it hangs against the soil, well, that's coming out regardless of what else comes out. Boom, there it goes. And so it's just, you know, when you have a garden like this, you kind of got to keep up with it, I guess. But I wanted everyone to see, you know, where it has come, what we've got going on here, how far it's come. Trim that one. And I'm not to the point yet of needing to stress my plants, okay? We're not at that point yet. When I get to the point where I need to stress them, then I will I'll cease watering. And but right now I'm still worried about, or I'm focused, I should say, on vine growth. I want to get a good bushy vine, and then we will force production and have lots and lots and lots of tomatoes that way. There we go. So this is just taken care of, and of course when I'm out in my garden, usually I'll get out here in the early mornings and tend to it, do any weeding that needs to be done before things get too hot. And even though it is just early in the month of June here in Texas, today, tomorrow, I'm looking at triple digits on the temperature. So keeping these things cool is going to be number one and very important. So I'm going to keep the ground around it saturated and cool, and the soil's nice and loamy, so that really aids to keeping the roots cool, and that's real important. I don't want anything getting out of control in the heat. Now, something I learned a long time ago is tomatoes do very well in this area, even in the heat. So I'm not too worried about it. But I'm looking under here and I've got fruit on some of my plants. Like this one has fruit, this one has set fruit, a couple of them right there. And so really neat to see that going on. I don't discourage it, but I'm not really encouraging it at this moment. You know, if they want to give me some fruit, that's great, but I'm not trying to force it out of the plants at the moment. If you're looking at these plants and wondering what's going on there, they look kind of dusty. Yeah, I did some crop dusting down through there. Had something chewing on my broccoli, and of course I saw some white moths, and I know, okay, well that's the death of it. So I immediately switched into let's defend this mode, and picked up some carbaryl. And this is a technique I've been using in my vegetable garden since I was a kid. I've used the same thing. So we just dust with carbaryl. Do that occasionally, and the problems are resolved. And no, I'm not doing a organic gardening. I didn't order organic seeds. Some of them were, just whatever happened to be, but I wasn't focused on getting anything organic. All right, well, I'll tell you what, let me, I'll grab one of the cameras and we'll bring it through and take a little walk through and look at some of the things and how they're bulbing. Like on my onions here, got some bulbing going on, and on other onions over there, the leeks. They're starting to develop, but leeks come a little slower than the other onions. And eventually I'll have something, but it's going to be a long growing season for me since I got such a late start. However, I'm not too worried about it, and in a couple of months I'll be starting my fall crop seeds, so we'll be getting those plants started. Well, here we go. Pardon my shadow with the camera there. Over here I got some garlic growing, and that was planted last year actually. And down below here some peppers and chives, things like that. Now my pepper plants, of course, they're small, but they will do fine. We're going to get them up and growing. Right down there I've got some of my smaller tomatoes. They got a kind of a late start. Those are the seed starts there. And then behind it there I've got some more tomatoes in our cages. Down here, plenty of onions. I've got bunching onions up front here. In the back where they're spaced, those are the yellows. All right, and then down here where they're a little bit closer but smaller, on the opposite side, those are the leeks. And they all kind of look very similar at this point. Some carrots down. And I want to take out that fabric right there. I really have not liked it on this garden because I'm intercropping over here. And it makes it almost impossible to intercrop when you've got that fabric down. Now over here, where I've got these and it's only going to be that, so far it's working pretty nice and I like it. So I guess it depends on my garden application and how I'm laying it out as to what I'm going to get out of it. Down here I got some little basil plants. Now I'm concerned about the heat, whether they're going to bolt or not, and they might. They may have already started. In fact, it looks like one started to bolt already. I can try pinching that, but usually it doesn't make much difference. Now, got the fennel down there. And sometimes in this part of the country, it just suddenly bursts into heat like it's doing right now. And it tears up some stuff. So, my cilantro is bolting. That's happening. So, I've got that. Anyway, these are the problems that we face, and just plenty of watering and keeping things as cool as possible. I could use a shade netting, but I don't have any of that this year, so I won't be using a shade netting. Anyway, there's your garden update. That's what it looks like. Things are coming along. We'll show it in, I guess, another week. There we go. There's some of the fruit on the bottom of one of the tomato plants there. Several of them have fruit, but it's been a while since I've given you an update about what's happened on the front out here. Well, gardens are in. I have plants that are in and they are doing their thing, so I'm trying to get them to grow. I've got more plants up front and about to get the last of my seedlings in over on the other side. These all got in late season because I got started late this year. However, everything's coming along well. The bent grass came in very well and it is competing with the other grasses really, really well. In fact, I see it in some areas, I see it kind of choking back the Bermuda grass already, and that's kind of unusual this early. But it is doing it, and it's got this whole thing looking great, where before half of it nothing was growing and the other half was a mixture of weeds and grass. So the weeds are getting under control. Still got a few dandelions out here. Outside of that, we're up and running. Just thought I'd give you the update, let you see what's going on. Say thank you for watching. I was sitting out here in my garden, enjoying it for a few minutes and getting ready to water, but I also wanted to mention to my audience, folks, I give my tutorials away for free on YouTube, okay? A lot of people charge for those. They put them on their own website and they charge for that. I give it away for free. I only ask for a small amount on my recipes and they are really worth it. I give it a good picture, description, what it is, bullet point the ingredients. I give detailed instructions that are numbered with pictures outlining how to do it, and at the end of every recipe there's a place for you to write in your own notes. Take a look at these. This one here, the cinnamon rolls recipe, ladies and gentlemen, that's free. So just go ahead, go to my website, download this sucker, get it for free. It's worth it. Thank you very much.